Welcome back to In the Ring with the Fatman
and the Jew.
I'm Sean Koz.
I'm Dave King. I remember.
Yeah, right. So
the manager of champions and managers. That's all. I finally remembered it.
Okay. Proud of you.
So where were we?
My cousin.
Your cousin. Yes.
Welcome back.
Yes. Welcome back. Ryan took a lot of interest in making sure that we got past our immature differences a couple of times.
Very much.
Over things going. So thank you, Ryan.
Ryan was always a big supporter of us.
Yes, he was. Oh, he
was a huge supporter.
He thought it was real.
Yeah.
He really did.
He was a huge supporter of us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So,
so Terry Collins.
Terry Collins. I met Terry Collins this summer. He's for those of you, hopefully everybody knows, but a former Mets manager, now a Mets scout. And I was with John Natale, wish you were here. I was down in the Carolinas on my trip. And in South Carolina, I'm sitting next to Terry Collins, who's scouting out the talent for the New York Mets.
Yeah. Wow.
Wearing a Tom Seaver, put those back in.
Wow.
Tom Seaver jersey. I was a little humbled by being around him.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So I wore Tom Seaver, John wore Gary Carter, and when they told us to sign the book in for I was at the stadium that Bill Murray owns.
Right. Okay. Very cool.
And you go in and they have sign the guest registry. Okay. I signed my Tom Seaver. He signed his Gary Carter. And I have a picture with me with Terry Collins wearing a Tom Seaver jersey.
Love it.
Yeah. And I didn't have to pay $20 for it. I got his autograph too.
You want it? Okay, so
I got for free.
I'll tell you something else I got for free, which was probably something really cool I got to do, and this is also outside of wrestling. When I was doing
for the rest of our other audience.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. When Craven's intoxicated. Yeah. So
that'll never happen again.
Well, yeah, no. So when I was doing the show, I actually got in touch. I was watching, because I have Amazon Prime, and on it are all the seasons of Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, okay.
So I was watching, I believe it's season 10, and there was a Chef Barrett Beyer, who was on the show, from Long Island, New York. So just on a whim, he made it about halfway through the show. He was the 10th one eliminated, 10 out of 20, I believe. So he made it halfway through the show. So just on a whim, I decided to look him up. I found him on Facebook. I messaged him, not expecting at all to get a message back.
Right.
And let me tell you something, he is one of the most nicest people I've ever spoken to in my life, and so humble. He's doing such cool things. And I said, I have a show, a podcast. I would really love to interview because I'm a huge fan of Hell's Kitchen. And he goes, okay, I'm opening up a restaurant suite in Brooklyn that's still being worked on. If you want to meet me out there, we can meet up and you can do the interview. Didn't charge me for it, nothing. Just says, I love doing interviews. He loves doing them. So, Kevin was working with me at the time. Me and Kevin went out to Brooklyn, drove out there, to what is now, it's now open to Tilt's Sports Grill and Bar and Arcade. Okay, sports Grill and Arcade. And let me tell you something. So we walked into this place. When you go into the it's all wooden, it's very old school looking. And then when you walk into the bathrooms, the bathroom walls, the wallpaper is comic books.
Oh, okay.
Very cool. And then you go to the back and they have over 50 classic arcade games. And I'm talking about the original, in the box. And he had Pac-Man and, Dance Dance Revolution and Popeye and Frogger and Mario Brothers and just
to name a few.
Yeah, just to name some of them. All these old classic, old school games. And
I feel old.
Yeah, right. And I'll tell you something. It was such a cool thing. So I meet him, and we sit down. And I do the interview, and if you ever go into the page, Big House Productions, the interview's on there. If you ever get a chance, Dave, I'll tell you, it's a really cool interview.
Okay.
And we had about an hour-long interview, and any questions I've had since I was a kid about Hell's Kitchen, he answered for me. I asked, how do they do the intro? Because they always have that intro montage where they're all like, it's some kind of theme, you know, like, so they're all doing so how do you do that? He goes, well, it's actually after like the first 2 eliminations, they had us all go do it. He goes, I remember because there was a couple people that just got eliminated. I was like, oh, hey, and there were so many cool things. And we did, talk about Gordon Ramsay, somewhat. Because obviously I have questions. But I wanted to ask, I took what we always did. And I wanted to ask him questions that aren't so generic and so popular. I didn't want to just ask about Gordon Ramsay. I wanted to ask about Hell's Kitchen. I wanted to ask about filming. One of my fun things I wanted to know about were the cutaway interviews. When they're right in the middle of something and then it just goes to them, alone in the room talking about,
Right.
Well, how does that happen? Like, how do you guys do that? Like, how does that go about? And it's really cool what his answer was, how, they wait till late at night to do it, and then they have to go, and the producer's sitting there, saying, okay, so you're in the kitchen, and this person was doing this, what was going through your mind? And that's when they talk, and then they take that clip and stick it in the middle of the, edited into the middle of the episode, that's how they do it. So shit like that is really cool, and, he gave me a bag of his own coffee, his own brand that he has out now, and he gave me a thing.
We just had it today.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it was
right.
excellent. Thank you.
And he gave me his hot sauce.
Ooh.
That he had. And it was the hot sauce was so burning hot.
How hot was it?
Oh, it was pretty fucking hot.
Did he sign the bottle?
No, I didn't have him sign the bottle, but I did have him. Then we had him one time come. So the coolest thing was he.
Being
Chef Barrett Beyer,
right,
is also an executive chef in a place out in Farmingdale.
Oh,
right?
Bellagio's Pizza?
What? No. You're actually gonna get a.
Hello, Gary.
Yeah, no, you're actually gonna get a kick out of.
Yeah.
Out of where I'm trying to think of the fucking name of the place.
Come on, man.
Anyway,
you're supposed to be prepared for this story.
I know. So anyway, we go. It's fucking slipped my mind.
Don't worry, Governor Cuomo's making it legal this year.
Right. Yeah, right. So, So,
Chef Barrett.
he goes, I'm executive chef out in Farmingdale, and I said, listen, nothing would please me more
than a strawberry shortcake.
I said, then to be able to go out to that place and to sit down with you and for you to cook a meal, I'll pay whatever it is, and for you to cook a meal and for me to try, and to eat it with you, and that would really. And he invited me out to that place, and we went and we sat down, and he cooked the greatest food I've ever tasted in my life, which was he made dragon chicken tempura, like a type of thing. It was fucking fantastic, and he made these burger sliders with these truffle fries, and the way he's explaining how it was so fucking good. But do you want to know what the place was?
Burger King.
The Mirage. The Mirage.
The Mirage.
Yeah, which is a strip club at Farmingdale.
Oh.
So I sat there looking at titties while eating the greatest food I've ever had in my life, and I didn't pay a fucking dime.
You got to see titties?
I did.
Wow.
I saw a lot of stripping. There was, I saw a lot of pole dancing. While I got to eat the greatest food with a former contestant of Hell's Kitchen. And then after we did that, we went right over to Huntington, and he came onto the radio show. He was actually in the studio with me. So, you know what? To Chef Barrett Beyer, thank you so much, because that was great, and I didn't pay a fucking thing for it. And I will tell you, though, if you could check out, if you're ever in Brooklyn, check out Tilt's Grill and Arcade. It's fucking awesome.
And that's an unpaid commercial.
Yeah, right, yeah. And also, he does these things called HK Takeover, where he gets former contestants from Hell's Kitchen, and they rent out these restaurants and stuff, and they do this big 5-course thing, and you can buy a ticket to get in. And I believe he's doing one in Florida soon. But to Chef Barrett Beyer, thank you so much for all that. But that was a cool time. I hope I didn't waste too much time on that story.
No,
okay.
no.
Yeah, no, of course.
I got chopped by Gene Snitsky.
Yeah,
The end. You can catch it on YouTube.
I hosted.
Yeah.
And I have his number in my phone, so I'd like to know how much of a mark I am for this one. But I was a booker, and I hosted Cowboy Bob Orton. I did an autograph signing here with him.
Yep.
right? And the greatest part was, if anybody remembers me from the show, I'm a big Roddy Piper fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to hang out with his best friend, for so many years. And, I picked up Bob from the airport, went to the signing, and then, I dropped him off. And I got to hear some really cool Piper stories. Like, I got to hear some really cool shit from back in the day. And let me tell you something. Bob Orton will never, ever go back to India. He absolutely hated his experience in India. And he told me a great, big, long story. And it was great. Bob.
You notice how cauliflowered his ears were?
Yeah.
They're actually like all closed in, and he has a hearing aid inside.
Yeah, right.
And he has this little, like...
great guy, though.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Speaking of cauliflowers, I'm going to Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
To the Cauliflower Alley Club.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm going to their convention, and our friend Andrew the Reinforcer Anderson is getting an award. Yep, he's getting an award.
Congrats, Mr. Anderson. Yeah. Fantastic. I still follow him on Facebook.
And
great guy.
Yeah, my seating arrangements at the moment are I'm sitting with somebody you just mentioned, Greg Valentine. So I'm actually going to the chance I'm going to be sitting at. But I called up. They said it's open seating, but they also sell tables. So it was like really weird between selling tables and.
I guess you had to, if you really want to pick your own, to be able to have your so you can make sure you have your own table.
So the guy turned around to me, and I was like, no, it's he's like, oh, it's open seating. Okay, no problem, because I'm supposed to sit with Greg Valentine. He didn't pay for his table yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, that's all right. It's Greg Valentine.
Yeah, right.
So one of two things: I'll either be sitting with Mark Henry, or I'll be sitting with Greg Valentine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. I don't know. Should I ask Mark Henry to chop me?
I don't think he will.
I don't think he will either.
By the way, we have gotten, so, I don't want people
have said no.
Like, because honestly, we didn't really pay for many of them, really. Like, if you really think about it, have we? Sure. But we also haven't. And so, because we usually just ask, and honestly, most wrestlers are okay with it, but we have gotten no's before. Like, I don't want people to think like,
Kurt Hawkins said no.
We just take money out of our pocket, like, here, we'll pay you anything you want to get. People say no, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing we did is it's okay to say no, and we've got many no's.
Well, you know what? The interesting thing, when it came to them asking me on how much I was spending on it, whether I was spending money on it or not was really none of anybody's business.
Yeah, right.
So I would just, whatever you want to think. I never really, if you ever go back into any, it's like, so I pay for them.
Right.
Okay. See, the problem is that my sarcasm in textbook, in Keyboard Warrior...
Can't tell.
It sounds like an admission of guilt.
Oh, gotcha.
So I paid for them.
Well,
what do you care if I paid for them or not?
Well, this actually all started, and the first one, it all started with Ricky Steamboat. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Which was how we got Brian Idol.
Right.
Formerly known as...
Earl Cooter.
Right.
He doesn't like that name.
Formerly known as...
Yeah, right.
Also known as...
FKA, right. And Ricky Steamboat, and we hosted Ricky Steamboat for an autograph signing.
Yes.
So I find it funny because, yes, we did pay Ricky Steamboat, but we didn't pay Ricky Steamboat $20 to do it. We paid Ricky Steamboat money to do an autograph signing.
Right. We paid ourselves to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We made a profit just on our own
because we did.
I charged him $1,000
to get shot by Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah, that was it.
Ricky had no problem doing it either, man.
No,
he was fine. He was fine with doing it.
Yeah.
He said they were going to have to call me an ambulance, and I said, that's okay.
Oh, so you knucklehead.
What did I do?
When we first started the chopping, and you first meet Greg Valentine.
Oh, that's a story.
And, well, I don't tell him as long as you do, so I'll tell my version.
Are you saying I drag on?
No.
Oh.
I say that I talk a lot.
Oh, okay.
So, he goes to Greg, would you mind chopping? He's like, I don't know. And he says, don't worry about it. He says, Ricky Steamboat chopped me. He says, and I took his chop. Oh,
I didn't say it like that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say it like that at all.
Wham!
I was actually trying to be respectful.
Was that chop... Now can you take mine and Koz? Oh,
Okay, yeah. So
That's my version of the
I
story.
literally said to Mr. Valentine, I'd like to be chopped by. He goes, well, I don't know. And I said, well, I've been, chopped by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I said, it would absolutely be an honor if I could, be chopped. If you would chop me too. And Greg looked at me and goes, Steamboat chopped you? And I go, yes, sir. Now, I didn't know I should have been scared at that point.
No.
And Greg goes just like this. All right. Looks at David and goes, roll the camera. Fuck. So I do the intro thing, the intro we always do. And I introduce him. And, he's like, oh, what an honor. He did a nice promo. Here's my badge of appreciation. He fucking took this meat claw he has and hit me so hard in my chest that it almost knocked the wind out of me. And if you ever watch a video, because it's still up on the page, I don't sell it. I don't, gimmick it. I walked off. I grabbed my chest and walked off because I couldn't fucking breathe. And the camera goes off, and I'm turning, clenching my chest, and Greg looks at me and goes, Steamboat isn't shit. And I go, you're right, he's not.
Oh,
those are fun times.
Yeah, the Goonie.
Lagoon had fucking fun, man. And what sucked was we were at a big event, and I've been chopped all fucking day.
Yes.
I got chopped by Santana, by Nikolai Volkov, rest in peace.
Yes.
I got chopped by fucking the Road Dogg, Bob Orton. I probably more. I just can't think of the. Paul Roma.
Al Snow?
Al Snow didn't chop me, but he was a really cool guy, though.
Yes.
So I'm getting chopped by all these fucking people. And then I get to the Goon, and I go, would you chop me? And yeah. And he just went on a fuck. So I'm already hurting, because I've been chopped so many times that day. And the Goon is just fucking going off on my fucking chest. And you could literally see the sheer pain in my face in that video. There is pain.
It was, yeah. It was worth the money that I paid to get
it. Yeah, right.
To go get it.
Because I actually didn't pay for the Goon.
Right, yeah. Did we have, right.
Yeah, but we pay. We're marks.
We're marks, yeah.
I love it.
So, let's see. What's coming up in the future? I'm going to Vegas. What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of retired from things, and I'm just kind of laying low at the moment. I have a couple ideas of things I might want to do in the future, but nothing's in stone or anything. So
You going to any shows as a mark?
Actually, no. I actually don't have any shows I'm going to anytime soon. How about you? Well, you're going to the convention in Vegas.
I'm going to the Gathering in August. I might come back up and see the Long Island show for with ECPW.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in this area here, but I'm going to be, more importantly, I'm going to be going down there, and I'm going to be spreading Dave King throughout
Fuck it. Go do
the Carolinas.
Good.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends down there, a lot of wrestling friends, a lot of my friends who I picked up through this show. Maestro, Papa Stro, Rob Kellum, he's my man.
Okay.
I'm trying to actually see if I can get him and Andrew Anderson to wrestle a match. If I could ever put that together, that would be
cool.
An awesome match between them. And
well, one thing I actually might be doing is I might be going to the big event. Coming up March 9th, big event, Queens, New York, LaGuardia Plaza Hotel. They got some really cool names going there. Definitely ones I want to meet. So, I might pay my $20 to get in, and then I might go pay for my autographs.
Right.
Because I'm trying to keep people to make a living.
That's it.
You're supporting people. So that's what we do. So I might be going to
1-800 GoFundMe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
So that's my future has me moving out of the state and picking up where I'm, what I left off, and getting the, different, meeting different people. Maybe doing in the ring, maybe being Dave King, maybe just being me.
You never know when the Fatman and The Jew are gonna appear up somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, look, you can come down.
Yeah.
Beautiful country down there. Really, it's very inexpensive. It's a great place to be. You know, so that's all I got, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
it.
much. Yeah, my year in review. We got to say our piece.
Had a lot of fun.
This was it was
You know,
we had closure.
You know what? I something's telling me this isn't going to be the last time where
No.
You know, we'll definitely be around eventually. It's just, you know, when our schedules meet. You know, I think this is our more way of clarifying that all hardship put aside, everything's set. You know, we're good.
It's wrestling. Get over
what it is, man. So you know what it is. This is just to show you that, you know, we're okay, and you know, you never know.
And you're okay.
You are okay.
Right.
But you know.
And thank you for not liking us.
Yeah.
More people liked us because you didn't.
Right. I do want to give a very big thank you, though. And even though we did it before, I really do want to give another shout out to Chris Craven.
Yes.
Who really was one
He was our team.
Our biggest supporter.
He was part of the team. He definitely
100%.
He was, yeah. You know, as Chris Craven, the Nightmare. You know, he gave me a really cool compliment last week. He was like, "It is so nice to have your own personal photographer," because there's a piece that I did where he was in front of me, and he was managing his team in a rumble, and I just stood behind him, so I was actually able to capture how he was, you know, what a manager does.
Right.
You know how you think there's a lot of things that are going on, but the psychology of what a manager does behind there is completely different because you don't realize it.
Right.
And I put that piece out, and it's